Hey family, it's your favorite life and dating coach, Coach Sean, and I'm actually here today to share with you guys a letter that was written to me from one of you. Before I get into today's letter, I want to remind you guys to check out my books. The first one is called The Dating Game, How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right, and my second book is called Breaking the Man Code, The Key to Unlocking His Heart. Both of my books are available on Amazon.com, Kindle, and BarnesandNoble.com. I will link them both below. Without any further ado, let's get started with today's video. Let's go get 'em. Hey Coach Sean, so I know this isn't your typical strawberry letter, but I was hoping you could still help. So my grandmother has been living with my family and I for about 9 years now. It has gotten to the point where she can no longer do anything for herself. We literally have to bathe her, she can hardly feed herself, she can't walk, we change her diapers and everything. I'm a 23-year-old full-time college student and is about to enter my last semester of school. However, I'm afraid that I might not do as well this semester due to the stress of dealing with my grandmother at home. Somehow I was able to make it through high school and most of college while dealing with this. I even started seeing my school therapist. It's pretty much my mom and I that take care of her. Yes, she has a son, but he does nothing. About a year ago, I sent him a very long message about the situation and he still does nothing. He always has a million excuses. He even has a 4-bedroom house which my grandmother has never even seen. Out of all the nieces and nephews she has raised, no one is stepping up to the plate to help take care of her. It's starting to take a toll on my mom and I because she works full-time only to come home and care for my grandmother. By the way, my mom works at a nursing home. I feel as though my grandmother is being selfish. We're starting to look for nursing homes again because it's too much. My grandmother can be very mean. She curses at us, constantly telling us that we're not doing it right, and she just recently told my mother to kill herself. Yes, you heard that right. Girl, what? I almost forgot to mention when my grandmother moved in with my mom, she was married to my stepdad, but eventually during that time they separated due to the fact that my grandmother always inserted herself into their business and etc. After all that, my mom feels bad for having the possibility of putting my grandmother in a nursing home, but right now we're stuck and I don't know what to do. Please help. Because a lot of people could relate to this particular issue, whether you have an aging parent or an aging grandparent, you don't know how to handle it. Now I will say, I would have felt a lot more sympathy for the grandmother if she actually was nice to you all, if she was caring and it was still too much for you guys. But the fact that she's running around here cursing at y'all, being rude, and going so far as to tell your mother to kill herself, that would make my decision a little bit easier. Now, you said that your mother actually works at a nursing home. Why not have your grandmother be a patient at that particular nursing home? That way your mother could care for her during the day and have somewhat of a life outside of that. See, it's really selfish. I actually agree with you about your grandmother being very selfish because the grandmother has already lived her life. She's already done everything that she's been big and bad enough to do, and for her to willingly rob you and your mother of the opportunity to have your own lives is really selfish on her part. And I feel like your grandmother knew exactly what she was doing when she scared your stepfather away. And that's a generational curse that happens too sometimes. If you have like a grandmother who's never been married and your mother's never been married, sometimes they will really try to make you feel like marriage isn't a good thing and that it's just best if we all stick together, and they'll have you be jaded on being married and having a relationship. So I don't know if that situation that's happening here, but you have to really be careful with that because some people, just because they've had a bad experience, they try to put their bad experience over on you. So I don't know what happened with your grandfather, but I feel like the grandmother purposefully scared the stepfather away so that she can have your mother all to herself because she won't have anybody really pointing out how selfish she's actually being. Your grandmother has no problem imposing on you all. And because her attitude is so bad, that's exactly what I would be doing. I would be following through on trying to get her into a nursing home. I would definitely be praying about the situation, that God would help me to find a place where she's comfortable and where she belongs. That's why I'm suggesting that your mother put her in the nursing home that she works at, because at least that way she would know for a fact it's a good nursing home. I don't think your mother would be working there if they were abusing the elderly people or stealing from the elderly people. I think that your mom sounds like she has a great moral character, so where she's working is probably an amazing place. If it's good enough for other people's parents, I think it should be good enough for hers. But that's a good way for your mother to be able to keep an eye on her and to be with her most of the day and still have a life outside of it. Your grandmother is going to rob your mom of love. It sounds like your mom and your stepdad had a great relationship, and here comes your grandma just always trying to butt in. There's only enough room in any relationship for only two people, especially when you have an overbearing parent who is biased and can only see things one way. It's not going to work that way. But I feel like it's also robbing you of the opportunity to be able to you already have all this stress and pressure of trying to finish school, and then you have all of this responsibility. That's a lot to have to deal with. And I feel like your family is very, very selfish. The brother who's never even let this woman see his house, because he knows with a 4-bedroom house, he has plenty of room to put your grandmother there. But he doesn't want to do it. Because if she was a sweet, kind, loving grandmother, people would take her in. But everybody knows she's a handful. And nobody is signing up. Nobody is volunteering to put up with that, because everybody's life is complicated enough without somebody who's being mean, who's bitter, who's jaded, who's always complaining, cursing you out, telling you to kill yourself. Nobody's signing up for that. You and your mother are already amazing individuals for putting up with it as long as you have. But you don't want it to start to change who you are, make you bitter, make you jaded. You don't want it to rob you of love, like it's already starting to rob your mother of it. Because not a whole lot of people are going to stand by and watch their loved ones be mistreated, even if it's by another loved one. The grandmother is wrong in what she's doing, and she was the one who burned all these bridges, and she has to deal with the consequences of her actions. That's why I think that you guys should take your time and find some place, because you're not going to get her acceptance of that. And I feel like you and your mother have to get over that. It's not like she's going to say, you know what, I'm ready to leave this home where everybody waits on me hand and foot and puts up with my drama and lets me curse them out. I'm ready to go to a nursing home. She's not going to say that. But if that's what's best for her, if you feel like that's where she's going to get the best care, then that's where you should put her. But this is also putting a strain on the relationship that you guys have with her. You already sound like you're building up resentment towards her. This isn't a loving relationship, and it's not a healthy one either. It's better for your relationship if your grandmother's not there. And as long as you find her a place that you know has great moral character, that is ethical, that's going to treat her with the respect and dignity, then that's all that you can do. But she's not owed a punching bag. And that's what I think that she sounds like she wants. She is upset because her life did not turn out the way that she thought it would, or the way that she wanted it to. And she is determined to take that bitterness out on someone. And if I were you and your mother, I would stop being her punching bag. Just because you love someone doesn't mean that you should allow them to treat you this way. This is not what love looks like. And sometimes the best thing that you could do for someone is to let them go. Because once she realizes, when she's at that nursing home, that she has literally turned everyone away, it's going to wear on her, and she's going to realize that this is what she did. These are results of her actions. Now, you're not doing this to teach your grandmother a lesson. But she caused this. Her own son wants nothing to do with her. You said nieces and nephews that she raised wants nothing to do with her. You and your mother are getting fed up. This is not you guys being selfish or you guys not wanting to do the right thing by her. This is the result of her actions. She pushed people away. If I were you and your mother, I would pray that God would help me to find the perfect place to put her. I would ask God to work on her and to give her a mirror to let her see exactly how she's been treating people. I feel like some time away from you guys may even change her. If she's at the nursing home for about 5 or 6 months and she realized how much better she had it with you guys, her whole attitude may change. She may miss you guys and be dedicated to change. But you don't help anyone by allowing them to hurt you. You're not doing this out of spite. You're not doing this out of hate. You're doing it to preserve your own sanity. Your future self is going to thank you for making this move, because you don't want to become her. When someone is in your life, it doesn't matter who they are. They could be your mother, your grandmother. That's why I want to do your letter, because sometimes we allow toxic people into our lives just because of who they are. No one is allowed to degrade you and belittle you. Doesn't matter what their title is. If you are in a situation where somebody is doing that, you need to find a way to remove them out of your life or to remove yourself out of theirs, because you gotta do it just to preserve yourself. People only do what you allow them to do. She thinks she can get away with it, and she's gonna keep upping it up a notch. The level of disrespect has gotten to the point where she told your mother to kill herself, her own child. You don't have to stay in this situation. She's run everybody away, not even family. She even ran the stepfather off. Like, that's what she does. She pushes people away. This is her issue. She needs to actually seek some help about why she's so bitter. She needs to talk to someone. But you're not helping her by being her verbal punching bag. She's going to have to be in a room and realize the only reason why she's there is because she has literally pushed every single person who should love her away. Sometimes the best thing you could do for someone is to let them leave, or for you to remove yourself so they can really see the gravity of what they did. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Be sure to thumbs up if you did. I'd also love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this situation. What should the writer and her mother do? Be sure to let me know in the comment section. And if you want to hear more of my thoughts and opinions on life and love, be sure to pick up both of my books. The first one is called The Dating Game: How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right. My second book is called Breaking the Man Code: The Key to Unlocking His Heart. Both books are available on Amazon.com, Kindle, and BarnesandNoble.com. Be sure to pick up a copy for yourself or someone that you love, a single girl that you know. And that's pretty much it. I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Till next time, later divas and dudes. Deuces, honey.